This is Level Up Success Podcast with Neth and Truth.
So that's interesting you mentioned the heart, because that's where they need to really focus and find and look for the answers. Go to the heart, then the message. Your mind opens the doorway to you receiving the spiritual messages.
Yes.
So that's interesting you mentioned the heart. I'm not gonna get into all that, but the heart opens up. That's the issues in, and that's because you need to get in there and fix things in there. There's so much you can fix in there, but I know this could be an art thing. I don't want to turn it into a whole spiritual thing, man.
But it does help because a lot of people need to hear this.
Right.
Our listeners, you gotta be able to look for it, and you gotta be able to have your eye open. Because if you gotta have your eye open, you're not able to be able to see it or look for it or find it.
Right. Well, and that's it. That's the key right there, because a lot of folks are disconnected from who they really are, so they can't find themselves. So that's interesting. It's important you mentioned the heart, and then the mind, because then that deals with the physical, but the heart takes you into the spiritual area. Okay, so you're telling people how you put the heart and the mind, because you connect with that flow with the heart and then into the mind, so you can know how to operate as a man.
Yes.
And do what you got to do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so let's transition into to the art.
Yeah.
So my question to you will be, in your opinion, which will be the best art that you have created? Now, if you want, we could do it two ways. First, you could put which one you believe is your best art in your opinion, and then you could put which is the one that's been catching the most attention. So let's
do it this way. From the first series, which is called, as you see, the Empowerment series. One thing that seemed to take a lot of people is, and this again is going back to people wanting, guidance, or they open to help. Like this one is like very popular.
Okay.
And it just says, I am rich. I'm mentally strong. It's got different things on it. Excuse me. Here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the side that has the words on it. So it's I am this, I am. Now, I am speaks to God. That's the God in you.
Yes. Yeah.
So a lot of people will say, man, I'm sick and tired of you. You're not supposed to put negative words with I am, because that's what you're going to get. Okay? Because I am has no respecter of persons. If you say I am whatever, it's going to manifest that for you.
Yes.
So don't be throwing that word I am, the God side of you, and use it loosely. So people seem to like this one because it gives them a foundation spiritually and in the physical realm.
Yes.
It lets them know who they are with the I am this, I'm all that stuff. And then this one is a very popular one, and that one is what is that one?
You could turn around.
It's upside down?
It says, faithful God.
Faithful God.
Yeah.
And this one, the first one I mentioned was Child of God.
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
Okay, so faithful God just says, God is with me, God is guiding me, God is helping me always. A friend of mine, she has both of these because she said, this is really speaking to me, because it connects. It's connecting with you, with your soul, with your spirit. So these two are very popular, and people seem to always love the one with
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah. People.
I enjoy that one.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring one of those to give to you, man.
Oh yeah. Wait, you're still not too late. You give it to me.
It's in the roll.
Okay.
And I was running out, but for some reason I connected with this to bring, man.
All right.
So I'm gonna get it to you.
Awesome.
But
awesome.
people like the idea that God provides, and so this is very, very this is popular too. A friend of mine, she saw these And she said, Georges, this artwork is like you, man. Like, they're very etheric, like the way you are in the spiritual journey,
Yeah.
So, but this was intended to be my first simple, collection to just use to, raise money for art galleries. But from getting into this business, it doesn't cost that kind of money, like that guy told me.
Okay.
Because I've seen their places that sell frames. This guy told me you can put your artwork in here for the whole month, man. Just give us $1,600, not $20,000 like somebody told me it was gonna be. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So
I mean, people are trying to hustle any way they can, right?
yeah. So on that series, those are very popular. There's a series over there, and
Okay, yeah, you could show
Want
us.
to print
Yeah,
it? If anything.
yeah,
yeah.
just pick the one with the orange behind it. Yeah, there are two in there. The one with the orange. Yeah, that one.
If you want to, I'll hold it. If anything.
Flip it over.
Yeah, I just noticed I have it upside down.
Yeah, this one is another favorite piece from another Peace and Love collection.
Wow.
And you see the whole idea. You see the Peace and Love sign there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's the whole idea, promoting the idea of peace and love. And so this is from a different series.
Okay.
And the other one,
I'll print it to you right now.
well, this first one this one here is from the Peace and Love series.
Okay.
The other one that he's gonna bring is from the Global Peace and Love series.
All right.
And this series has the larger. Oh, I didn't bring that one. Oh no! Yeah, no. This.
I mean, this is the same one as this one.
Right,
yeah.
right. This is from the Global Peace and Love series, but I thought it was a different one in there. I thought it was the one that was gold with the man holding. Yeah, this one is very popular. It's one of the favorite ones. As you see, this is what I used on my invitation when I did Fashion Week last year.
Okay.
We used that as the backdrop, and we called it a pattern for peace and love. So
okay.
that's from the Global Peace and Love Movement series. So this is probably the most popular one, but I'm thinking this one is the same size as this one. This
Okay.
one may give it competition. I don't know. What do you think, Karen? Is it still this one? Because a lot of women love this because of the pink, and they say it's just beautiful, man.
Yeah, now that one looks like I'm resonating with that one right there.
Everybody's just on this piece, man. It's
Yeah.
like that's everybody's favorite for some reason, you know.
Okay.
So that's my favorite one out of that group.
All right.
Now, the one that's the most favorite one out of the Peace and Love group is not here, but it says, I have on it, it says peace and love is good for the soul.
Yeah, so you can send it to us and we'll put it in. So as we're talking,
okay,
we'll have it in the video.
All right. Okay,
yeah, so you send it to us and we'll see it. So guys, this is it right here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm putting it in imaginary.
Wait.
All right.
This one,
Yeah.
this one is the Beautiful World series.
Okay.
This the one that has 43 of these pieces. Small frame, 8.5 by 11. These were not on canvas.
Okay.
But what I did with people asking me, are you going to put some on canvas? I repainted it, but I changed it up and I put it on a 48 by 36 canvas. That's how big this one is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually enhanced it with gold, so it doesn't even look like this anymore. But that's on a huge canvas. But this one of the Beautiful World series, people seem to love the idea of the bird holding the globe, and of course the theme of peace and love is there again, So these yeah, that's that one is very. This is probably my favorite one in that series, or it could be the one with the Bible on it.
All right.
The globe with the Bible. This would probably be the favorite one.
That's like that.
Yeah, but this is nice.
Wow,
man.
this is so nice. Yeah.
These are they do look inspirational, man.
Yeah. So, and like I said, the whole idea of painting these and focusing on peace and love I've organized the peace and love movement
Yes. Yeah.
out of all this. So we can talk about that another time. That's like, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
No, we definitely gonna have you back.
It's registered, you know.
No, but I do feel like the energy and the inspiration, man, is there, man, and like and we did give out some really good messages to the audience,
Right,
which is don't give up, become disciplined. You know what I mean? Like listen to
The voice.
listen to the
Yes.
voices that they're there, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta open yourself up to
Exactly.
to receive them.
Right.
You know.
And make the move. Because some people,
Yeah.
they don't know how to make the move.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have the thought, but don't know how to take action.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that's very
mean,
important.
The good book says, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
No, that is so true because I know people with ideas, but they gonna move.
Yeah.
You gotta move. You gotta start it somehow.
Or bringing it back down to earth. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You got to come back in.
And it's similar like to the podcast. I mean, if you don't know the story, because we did say it in the first episode, he did mention it to me like 3 years prior for us starting. But he was, since he's doing a podcast, he was consistent. Like, man, look, man, I think Nate, you have the potential to do something. Let's work. And then one day I was just like, you know what? Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's just start and see where it goes. And we haven't looked back ever since.
Yeah,
That's good.
We already got a year.
That's good. That's good. No, when I met you, I saw you had a kind of energy flow with you.
Yeah.
Like, you're about wanting to do something. I sensed that with you.
Yeah.
I said, this is serious brother here.
No, thank you. And I also, I mean, normally the people that I bring in, I do feel that energy. You know what I mean? Like I feel it's something that I feel that I'm like, you know what, this person is about,
takes
striving.
one to know one, man.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
about
mean?
striving and working and manifesting.
But
Good things in
that's
their
it.
life.
That's it. You just said that's the word right there, and that's what people got to trust. But some people, in the process of manifesting, they don't want to trust the process because they don't have patience. You got to have patience in the process, man, because sometimes it may not go exactly how you see it because there's a different time for it to really happen.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, you got to stay in it to win it. You got to stay in the game.
Yeah.
And if you think of it as a game, well, it may make it easier for you to digest what you got to do because you want to have fun in your game. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Nah, thank you for that one, man. That was good. That was powerful right there.
You got to run with it. You got to run with it.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yep.
There's a process with everything, man. The cars on the assembly line. This got to go here first before it goes to the next guy. There's a whole process.
Yeah.
So people, the thing is, people not patient. They're not patient in the process. That's why, I guess maybe that's why they say Rome was not built in one day.
Yep.
To help people.
I have my cousin every time. I have a cousin of mine, right? That what he does is he always when we talk about what are we gonna do, because I talk to him about financials, and what he says is to me like, look, man, you have to trust the process because even it took Colonel Sanders 56 years
man
to get his empire. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you just have to be patient and just keep work on it, but you only work on something that you love.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it comes from that.
That's key right there. When you feel the passion about something, you go for it. The desire in your heart. Now, I'm not going to get into all that stuff, but I was about to get on a whole nother kick.
Yeah.
But the energy, God placed those desires in your heart that you connect with. And so if you feel that it's something that you're passionate about and you feel that it's in line with what you're here for, just go for it.
Yeah.
Because when you become aware of your purpose, then when you go through the doors can open up,
Yeah.
The doors will open up, and you say, okay, I'm doing this. You set time aside to do what you got to do. No distraction. If they come, get back up again, and keep the goal in mind and just go for it. Just keep working towards it, without deviating.
Yes.
And if you decide you want to be a little bit human about it, say, okay, this week I'm going to take off. Make sure you get back on the next week, and follow through.
Definitely,
keeping the goal in mind and knowing it's worth it, what you're doing. There are times when I'm pushing myself real hard, and it's like pushing hard, which means going beyond no sleep, and because something has to be ready or be done for such and such. I got into the habit of saying, it's gonna be worth it, man. It's gonna be worth it.
Yeah.
Then I project a thought out with that too, that sets that up. So I'm not just saying it's gonna be worth it. There's a thought that went out into what I'm doing it for that particular date, and I'm seeing everything just worked out beautifully.
Okay.
So we got to there are many things that we have to do to help this our existence here, because people, they go through a lot of beating up and battering, with all the stuff. So now you got to find ways to combat all that, and just thoughts in your mind a certain way, that will help you. When I say thoughts in your mind, I just saw the light over there on my brother here.
It's inspiring. That's the thing.
I'm trying not to get into too much of all that, but this is who I am, man.
No, it is. Our listeners gonna love that too. Our listeners,
we need more of you, man, in this world, man.
Yeah, years ago, I'm gonna tell you this though. Years ago, there's a buddy of mine who I made him. He was part of a interfaith ministry, and so I made clergy robes for all those who were graduating. They sent the entire class to me, and he said, "Yo, man, I got to speak like for 20 minutes in my class. I give you 10 minutes to pitch your business." So I said, "All right, I'll come." It was right around the corner from where I was at, and so he gave me the first 10 minutes, and I'm there talking and to the class and the teacher, and I noticed as I was talking about my business, spiritual nuggets started coming out. This is like in 2008, I believe. And I saw one girl, she leaned over to another one and she said, where they found this guy at? He need to be part of us.
Hey, man.
So then I noticed, like maybe a few minutes later, she disappeared out of the classroom. So I was going over time. And then I told the teacher, I said, oh man, I'm past my, he said, no, please continue. We're enjoying this. Don't stop. So out of all that is that there's a reason why I brought this up. But, when you're given inspiration, people are going to gravitate to it. So out of that, the young lady went to the administrator to the office. And when I finished, she said, excuse me, the administrator want to talk to you in her office. I'm like, did I do something wrong, man? Did I say something wrong?
This wasn't another cougar, right? Just
don't even start with that, though.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Enough with the cougar jokes.
So I went into the office and she said, I heard you and I heard of what you were saying in there. I said, well, yeah, I was talking about my business. She said, there were other things coming out. And I'm like, then you will not believe the lady, she said, listen, we'll give you free classes here if you want to come and be a part of us. We're not going to charge you. And she said, I know you're a designer, but we own this hotel and we'll give you the ballroom for free if you want to do your show here. And she said, you know what? We have a big space over on 5th Avenue, 43rd. we'll give you that. You just give us $200. You're going to have the space. That's where I had my first fashion week.
Oh, wow.
Second
that's
week.
Amazing, man. Yeah.
Huge place, man.
Wow.
And I was like, just for me going to the class to pitch my business, but then other things were coming. I'm saying that to say I can't help how I'm flowing. And now it's coming out even more, man. So there are reasons behind all this. This is art, and but it's art with a purpose. Yeah. That's why I say art with a purpose, because I'm not just doing this just for you to hang on your wall. There's a whole idea behind all this.
Okay.
To help people. Yeah. There's a spiritual thing behind it. And art, it helps to liven up your space. It can help with things you could be dealing with according to what kind of art you got on your walls. You can't just throw anything on the walls, and it's got to have some sort of significance to you. And connect with you a certain way. So I'm into art with a purpose. That's my call. And this is going bigger than just the painting.
No, I mean, and we seen that, man. I mean, it's got a beautiful thing going on.
And that lady that I met, Dorothy,
yeah,
she taught me the whole layout, man. I did the first exhibit, and she taught me how to lay out an artist's bio. Even when you do an art show, you take like a small picture of each one and have the description next to you. She showed me all that stuff. So you gotta like put the mentor right there to you can keep that.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, So she showed me how to do all that stuff, man.
All right, awesome,
when you listen, when you're obedient,
yeah,
it's all set up for you, And then you gotta trust the process.
Yeah, or the people you met during the process that help you out too. You'd be surprised the type of people you meet that want to help you too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you find your mentor.
Exactly.
Wow, it's incredible because not everybody's gonna want to help you do the bio.
Yeah.
So wow, it's a great story.
She showed me the whole how to do it all. I should have brought the bio card, the bio sheet for the artwork, because like I said, on the next process is you do your bio like this, and then off on the side you add the artwork, the pieces that you have on display, a small frame, a picture of each one, so that people, and with the prices, the size, and all that is on the side of the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. If you got to use 2 according to how many. And the interesting thing she told me too is that when you do an art show, you need at least, the required amount is 16 or 20 to 25 pieces. So I was right on point with the 16 idea,
right?
man.
Oh, wow. I did not know you
crazy,
needed that much. Too.
Yeah, she said
no, but
16.
but remember, like he when he dedicates himself and he discipline, he does 16 because that's what
Right.
was told to
I
him.
know,
got
bro.
it.
That's
What's the
crazy,
odds?
yeah.
What's the odds to do with 16 and up? So that's good. It came out even better.
Right. When she told me that, I said, wow, that's exactly what God told me to do. Do 16 pieces, to start. Wow. Because, I said, like these, when I did these, I had like 24 ideas, but I had to narrow it down to 16. I had to be disciplined enough to say, you know what, this is this, I'm going to keep it. I want to keep God in the formula, because people like to say 7 is a godly number.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 or 7 represents God, or 6 and 1 is 7. So that's how 16, and then 25 is 5 and 2 7. So I kept it all on that energy flow. Even when I did these pieces, I did 43 pieces, 4 and 3 7. You know, so sometimes you gotta work with God a certain way when you start out to get things moving. So you have less concatenations coming in to throw you off, because you got a formula that's working. And the formula got power in it. That's why they call it the formula. It's not like the other things, Exactly, the formula, has strength.
Yeah.
According to how good the formula is. So you got to have the right formula.
There you go.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Like what, I see that you are driven. You I mean, it sounds like you have a plan.
Yeah.
So what would be your goals? Like what is the goals that you're trying to accomplish? Let's say within the next 5 years. What are you trying to
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So
I know I be asking that sometimes. People get that reaction.
So because I see that this is a multi-pronged situation. This is not just artwork on paper. There's a whole mission and purpose behind all this, because I told you what came out of this was the idea of the global peace and love movement.
Yeah.
So that's been set up, registered, everything. And so behind that, I'm organizing certain things, which, I'll get into later. And there's something else I'm doing with these artwork that's focusing on global peace and love.
Yeah.
So in the next 5 years, and this is going to be a whole global thing with the artwork, because it's not just the paintings.
Yeah.
There's a purpose behind it.
Yeah. No.
And so you see, God uses stuff to get you into, or create a catalyst to get you to do certain things. Mm-hmm. So the artwork was that, and then he said, okay, this is what I want you to do with the artwork. And then outside of the artwork, this is what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm working on all of that right now, setting all that. So there's some big things I'm doing behind this, but I'm not getting into all that stuff right now.
All right.
I'm not getting into all this. But that's why it's
great,
called
man.
Art with a Purpose.
No, that's great, man.
I didn't know that's where that was going when I said the empowerment series, and I called it Art with a Purpose. So, and the purpose is something greater, to help people, to help humanity.
Yeah.
So there's a bigger program behind this whole thing. It's
I mean,
a big program.
I was really looking forward to seeing all of this. I mean, I know we're gonna see more of you. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So let me do you have like any? Because to get to this point, like and to get to, I guess, to help you get discipline, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, like they look into mentors. Mm-hmm. Do you have any like mentors and that you feel that that helped you along the way?
Well, in the fashion of the art.
Well, in general, because because the thing is that you have inspiration, right? Like you're striving to do something. So, I'm a firm believer that in order for you to actually get to where you want to get to, you have to emulate
right
someone
mm-hmm,
or something. To be able to move forward.
Right.
Where what your purpose is. Yeah,
I understand. Well, you could say that God placed me around someone in the fashion thing to kind of like see how it's done. Mm-hmm. So I guess that could be a certain level of mentorship.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But after a while, I noticed the mentor started becoming the mentee, was doing what I was doing.
Okay, yeah.
Because the whole idea is you can do the same that your mentor's doing, or you can do better.
Do you feel like that seeing the mentees it inspired you to be better, or gave you that sense of that edge or competitiveness? Do you think that happened from that, like when you got the mentees?
Yeah, well, yeah. I feel that happened with that fashion situation, and it's not like I work for them,
Yeah.
Because I've been on my own for years, even when I was in college. But I would sketch, design for him, and then he'll produce the stuff. But doing that for him, it showed me that my clothing will sell.
Yeah.
Okay. And so after that, I started wholesaling my men's line, because I was able to be around him to see what I was designing for him, that it was selling.
Okay.
So that kind of like opened me up to that. And then, so you can say that I kind of like designed for him for like about 9 years.
Okay.
But he'll call me up here and say, listen, I need some sketches, I need some designs, can you do some stuff? And that gave me a lot of practice with the fashion, men's designing, and so, like I said, I went on for about 9 years, and he was wholesaling his collection, and I started wholesaling my collection too, and so I'm not wholesaling the men's line right now.
Yeah.
But I do the women's stuff too. But now getting to the mentor in the art area, the closest I came to that was that lady I mentioned to you who showed me how to do the bio for the artwork and would tell me, you need to have at least 16 pieces to do an art gallery show. She had me be a part of the first exhibit I did, and I just called her last week, as a matter of fact, just to touch bases. But because of me knowing how to maneuver certain things, it connected me with a lot of other things where I learned more about the artwork, the art promotion and that sort of thing. So, and then, a key thing, when you make a decision, like I started telling myself last week, okay, I'm going to start refocusing back on the artwork. Just from that thought, all these opportunities start popping in. I popped over by you, say, hey, man.
Right?
Man.
That happened, right?
Yeah, that's because I spoke that into it.
Yeah, you spoke into insistence.
Yeah. I said it's time for me to focus on the artwork again, and then boom, doors opened up. I got an email from, I'm a member with this art gallery up in Yonkers. I got an email saying that they were having a membership get together. So I went to that last week, and then you this week, and then this guy. I got an appointment with him for the Bronx Museum. So just a decision to get back into the place that you're familiar with, that you know. Yeah, thanks. Just from that thought, boom, the doors start opening up to push me back in that arena. So how you're thinking can affect what's coming to you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's key.
Real.
That's key.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So, it sounds like you're gonna have a very busy schedule. You're gonna have, some work to do. Within that, do you make time to do any hobbies?
You gotta have fun too.
Yeah. Hobbies. That's the hobby, man. Okay, so. The only, I jog, man. That's my peace of mind, Yeah. That's my peace of mind. And it's tough, man. I remember this young lady came by me one time. This is years ago, man. And she goes, all you keep talking about is... No, what do you do for fun? I'm like, that's because I was in that state of mind because I committed myself a certain way for a whole year to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And I was focused, And so that's all I'll talk about, But the only time I'll have downtime is if I go away somewhere.
Okay.
But once I'm in town, I'm busy. That's it.
And that's a good way to be. Because like I said, if you maintain yourself busy all the time with your purpose,
right,
then you're there's no real time for downtime. Because sometimes I realize 24 hours is not enough time in the day.
Right. Yeah.
It really isn't. And,
exactly.
And especially depending on what people do. If people have 9-to-5 jobs, you don't have that much time to yourself. So so it becomes I could see that how you become disciplined and and then you you enjoy your fruits of labor, and now you have time to vacation, but never forget to jog. So
I mean, your art is your hobby too. I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, somebody was saying that Van Gogh, how he worked to do all his paintings. This guy will take a 20-minute nap, they said, every 4 hours, just to be more efficient in what he had to do. I'm like, 20 minutes every 4 hours? Yeah. I guess that's some serious dedication, man.
Yeah, it must be. Know? I don't know how that works, but we're looking to that.
20 minutes every 4 hours.
We probably ask Chat GPT or something. Like we got
20 that might work the first day. Hours, man.
That might work the first day and they fall asleep.
But you know, with me, when I'm doing Fashion Week, I get no sleep the night before. You know, I'm up around the clock until it could be the last time I went to bed 4 o'clock in the morning after not sleeping at all the night before. You know, because when you're driven and you're worked up, you got a purpose, you know, you get energy to just go. Yeah. And when you know things has to be done, if I took a nap, I got to make sure there's somebody there to make sure get me up. Okay?
Sure, yeah.
But I've tapped into a place where I don't really have to depend on anyone to get me up like that. Okay. You know, I remember years ago I read the book Mind Control by Jose Silva.
Okay.
And I even went to their weekend class because a friend of mine, she called me up. She said, Jarvis, yo, they got this thing in town, man. Jose Silva mind control, methods of mind control. And she said, with the way you are, this would be good for you to do, man. You should go do it. I said, well, how much is it? She said, it's $469. I'm like, that's my rent, man. This is like long time.
Man, I got to be quadruple at this point in time, man.
Exactly. So I'm now. Like, I know. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I went and I did the class. It was off the chain. And they did talk with me about probably being one of the teachers in this whole thing. There's a reason why I mentioned this.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're able to control your situation, you know, then there's like infinitesimal amount of things that could be, and you know, this goes beyond even just. Oh, now I'm gonna get deep. I'm not gonna get to this is art. This is art.
Yeah.
Man.
No, it's fine, man. It's all right. It's all right.
Is art. I'm not gonna get into all that.
Well,
stuff.
I mean, there is.
Gonna keep it light.
Yeah, no, there is one last question that I would like to ask you. And you know, like it's a question that I ask almost all my guests, right? Which is like, what do you define as success?
Heavy duty, man.
I know, I'll be asking the hard questions sometimes.
Heavy duty, man. Okay. So, you know, I know people normally will define that as link it with money, monetary, you know. But I feel if you're doing what makes you feel good, what makes you happy, and it's always, of course, it's a beautiful fringe benefit when you can make a living from it too, because then it goes from a hobby to a business. You know, I remember my cousin. She used to say to me, with the fashion thing, Jarvis, you realize a lot of folks don't know how to turn their hobby into a business or how to make a living from it. She said, but you've been able to do that. So, and of course, it doesn't stop there. You keep, you know, climbing. And if you have a goal in mind, if you got a vision that you want to achieve, then you enjoy the different levels of success that you go through towards getting there. So it goes in different stages. Yeah. So, you know, people know my name in the fashion thing, you know, because I did a lot of work, man, to promote myself. I spend a lot of money. Like this was what my invitations looked like when I was doing shows. I used to paint. But I was not considering myself an artist back then.
Yeah.
So people always ask, well, who painted that? I'm like me. But it was like no big deal because I wasn't thinking, that, about selling art. But now that inspiration came way down the line later, I'm now an artist, But I was doing it before, but I just was not, it was not like a focused project. So it seems as though now everything is coming full circle. So now I've focused into doing a collection. However, this came out of a purpose. God got a plan, this global peace and love movement thing. That's where all this is coming from.
Yeah.
That's where all this is going. So there's a setup behind all this. So when you know some people, it's good when you can connect with what you want to do early,
Yeah, I believe that is something that's essential. The earlier you can, the faster you could work on your purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you can connect with that in your late teens or in your 20s. Your 20s can be the time when you're presented with lots of options, okay? Different things that you can get into. And you can try them all, but by the time you get to the later 20s, you should zoom in so that you'll be more settled into something that's moving a certain way. You have, because you're not going to stay young forever.
Of course.
But when you can tune in, you get all this excitement, and somewhere deep inside, you'll know, you know what, I'm comfortable with doing this thing. I'm gonna go this route, And unless you're a Virgo like me, jack of all trades.
Okay. All right.
And they say Virgo's a jack of all trades, a master of none. But I say I'm jack of all trades, a master of many. I changed that word around.
You need to change that. It's true. You gotta
That's
be able to do everything.
There you go.
Definitely.
There you go.
And the thing is, we're in a time period right now where a lot of people are multitasking right now. And this started like maybe 10, 15 years ago. Because the energy has changed out there where you can multitask and do a lot of different things. People have different ways, multiple streams of income. And it's just enjoying yourself while you're here.
Exactly.
To help you to be more peaceful and just live with more peace, because there's too much other things that's bombarding people's minds, And so you got to have an outlet.
Exactly.
When you have an outlet, then then there's more balance in your life. You can get more harmony. So, I mean,
that's great, man.
Doing what you came here to do.
All
That's
right.
one of the main things. Leaving this place unfulfilled is not good.
Yeah.
Leaving this place fulfilled is the best way to go, man.
That's the way to go. There you go.
Yeah, best
All
way
right.
to go.
So no, I noticed, like you have you have a fashion on right now. I was just wondering, like, did you create this as well?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
This
All
is
right.
me. This is me. This is
Man,
me.
you're looking sharp, man. You
This
see?
is me. See
Yeah.
my jumpsuit.
All right, man. Yeah, man. That looks very classy, man.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Yeah,
man.
no, I love it. All right, so is there anything that you wanna tell me?
And I did the little artist flip hair,
No, that definitely.
just for the artist side of me, I got on this sort of hat here.
All right.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you want to tell the audience
Yeah.
before we wrap up?
I love you.
We love you too.
All right, awesome. All right.
Yeah. And I, like a lot of people, don't like to use that word. They don't like to say I. They say love you. But when you claim it, it's really coming from the heart. I love you. You feel it more. Some
Yes.
people, they're scared. They feel, oh, this is too deep, man. I love you.
Yeah.
I may give them the wrong idea. But we're in a time right now where people can say that without anyone misunderstanding. Because sometimes there's certain people I'm around and or I'm talking with them, and the spirit will just say, I love you. You can be guided that way. So when you when you don't deny that part of you that's saying, I love you, for whatever human connection God is doing, because that's going to bless that person. You know, you can never tell what they're dealing with. So you just flow with that. So the love you thing that people do, that's just that's part of it.
Yeah.
When you claim it, you own it. And so it comes from a deeper place inside of you. I love you. Boom. That's it. It don't matter. Awesome. Men say that to men because we're in a time, even though a lot of crazy stuff is happening, a brother can say, I love you, man, from the heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Brotherly love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean anything else, you know, so we got to get into that part. I love you.
All right.
All right, so perfect. So before we end, since you do art and fashion, do you have like a link or a website where you can show our artists? I mean, for followers, listeners.
All right.
Everybody.
Okay. Well, for the artwork, you can go to ArtPal. That's ARTPAL.com.
Okay.
And look up Positive Blessed Art.
All right.
Just key in Positive Blessed Art after you go to ArtPal, and you guys will have that.
Yeah, we're gonna put it out.
We're gonna put it on our link. So
just make sure you send it to us.
Yeah,
yes.
Artpal.com, and then just go to Positive Blessed Art, and you're not gonna see everything that's here. You know, all the art I mentioned, but there's definitely the Empowerment series on that, and then the Beautiful World series with the globes. Those are gonna be there. The other stuff, they're not on that one yet. And you can also get them in different sizes. They could be framed or unframed. And they offer where you can have them printed on teacups, on a mug.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
Yeah. You can have it on a mug, you know. If you don't want to have the artwork hanging on your wall, you can just get a mug.
Yeah.
And then I also have it on eBay.
Okay.
eBay has almost some of everything. And it's ebay.com/USR/positive.
So we're definitely going to put that link on the
website. Art. Positive BO.
Yeah. All right. So whenever,
well, don't worry,
you're gonna send it to us.
We're gonna put the link.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, positive.
Don't worry about it.
If you're not sure, we put the link. Don't worry.
Say it.
ebay.com/USR/positive. B as in boy and the number 0.
Oh.
You know what? They just put the link. So
yeah. You're gonna give us a link and we're gonna put it in. All right.
You changed it.
All right.
Okay.
No, I before I end this, I want to say thank you for being our guest, taking your time, and bringing all this art so people can see.
Yes, sir.
And I know your story can inspire a lot of people. So,
yes, sir.
If you like what we're doing, with the Global Art Success Podcast, please follow us on Instagram. And from Instagram, there's a link where we could direct it to our Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
everywhere,
Amazon,
guys.
Everywhere. We everywhere.
We everywhere,
yes,
basically,
yes,
all right?
Yes.
So now, guys, this is Nothing Truth. We're with Jarvis, and just want to give you a peace out.
Peace.